Hello and welcome back to Bits and Bobs. Now here we have the coin shop we own, and just looking over here we can see these coins have recently come into the shop. Now the job when coins like this come into the shop is of course to value them. What do we value them as to be selling in our little coin corner in Gatehouse Antiques? There's some lovely coins, having a little bit of a nose through there, but what do we value them at? How to value a coin collection? That is what we'll be doing today, and I'll be showing you the process I use. Firstly, let's have a look at these florins. Now, with coins, the main two factors are condition and rarity. One of the biggest helps is the 2025 coin book. This is not entirely to be trusted. Of course, you have to know the market and know the coins, but you can reference the price guides here, look at the condition it says, and of course, determine the coin's condition and what you think the value should be with a rough help from the book. But you also have to realize that sold prices for auctions and such things also play a big part because it's what the coin's officially valued at and what it will sell for. 14 and 16 pounds is what I believe these coins will sell for at a fair price. A much more valuable coin, or one with more research to be done behind it, is this. This is a 1696 William III half crown in lovely, lovely condition. We can see here it is a wondrous coin indeed, and we have to now value this coin. But also, as it's such a high caliber coin, we want to find out the actual if it's real or not. So we use calipers is one tool, just simply to get the diameter of the coin. You want to get it on a nice flat surface, find the diameter, the longest sort of side to side measurement, get it right in the middle there, and we look and we see that it is, there we go, 32.8 millimeters, which is the correct diameter. So that's one sort of ticked off thing that we can now be more sure in this coin being real. Also, the classical test, which I recommend for any coin, just to pop it on the scales here, should weigh just over 15 grams. Oh, there we go. Basically 15 grams as it should weigh. Now then, we can look in the book for some help. We need to reference the half crown section. There it is. And so looking for the half crowns, we can see there are many varieties with different mint marks, large shield, first bust, all kinds of things. We need to identify what variety of this coin it is. Well, this is the first bust, and that is easy enough to tell because the second bust, only one example is known. You can see the second bust, one known, so it's not going to be that. So it must be the first bust. Now, is it the large or small shields? Well, to the side there is a picture of the small shields. This one clearly a large shields, which means this is the rough value we can look at, also comparing to sold auction prices and things where it is sold recently. We can see that, like I say, only one known for that, so we have to eliminate what it can't be, and if everything else is eliminated, it can't be small shields, can't be the second bust, therefore it must be this. Eliminate the unpossibilities and you'll find the reality. So there we go, this is a William III 1696 first bust large shields half crown in lovely condition that I believe £230 is a decent, of course, prices of course as well can be haggled about with and rounded off and such things, but roughly a good price there. We've got some half crowns now. These are simply, I've put there 40% over spot for being uncirculated because they are very, very common coins. This here is an uncirculated 1836 groat. A lovely coin in the sunlight there. Now the book here values the high-end ones between £40 and £90. We can also look here at a sold one. This one extremely fine. So again, the high-end selling for £54 there. So I would put it in the same sort of category. But in the shop, it'll be a bit less just because we haven't got a massive market coming the whole of the internet. To £39 is again what I'd be saying is a good price, because you also, as those in the industry and the business will know, you know, cash flow, it could be priced higher, but the higher it's priced, the longer it will sit there. Just weighed this one here. This is a 1916 shilling, looking resplendent in the sunlight, absolutely wondrous. And we can see all the edges intact, all the details that we want to see are there. So again, this is going to be a top-end condition coin. We do have a video on how to grade and how to tell the condition of your coins. So that will be at the end of the video or in the description, on the comment section. It'll be all over the place. You can find the link to that. This one you can see is a very common year. So despite the condition, the price doesn't go very high. That is, of course, the link between rarity and condition, both key factors, and when you get them both, a rare coin in high grade, it will sell for a lot. But I've put 24 on that. Probably would take 20 quid on a lovely 1916 shilling, because you want, at the end of the day, fair prices for everyone. You don't need to put it at the top end and try and really get some extra, a few pound extra. Isn't the way business should be done. Here is a two sort of pair of shillings. not as quite nice condition, but they're much older. And 1816 is, again, an extremely common year, that one there. There's so many of them. Not in that grade. Most of them, or usually they're more worn. But we can see here, we've got the Jubilee year shilling, again, very common. That one a bit older, so we've got some fair prices on those, I would say. One of the things you have to look at is how popular coins are. So the Jubilee year shilling is popular, but because of that, there's just everyone has one. So it doesn't sell for massive amounts because everyone kept one from back in the day. So the percentage of good quality ones is actually higher. Here is a Charles I, second penny, sorry. Now these are really hard to price. Look in the book here. 1672 begins at £70, 150, 175. A massive amount of money for that small coin. Now here's where the knowledge comes in, because I don't believe it will sell for that. Maybe I was a bit wrong. Here's one, a bit of a blurry picture that sold for £100 there. Similar sort of coin. Now the Maundy penny here for sale at 140. So it is quite a valuable coin. I was a bit disillusioned as I bought this. Admittedly, it is a 2p, but I paid £20 for this at an antique shop. So I was a bit less, positive with the thoughts of how much that would sell for. We'll come back in a moment to see how much I've priced that penny for our shop. As now we'll move on to these, a pair of lovely double florins, so 4 shilling coins there. We have one with the Arabic one and one with the Roman one, and that we have videos detailing that as well, but that's just a variety. Lovely condition, 2 lovely coins here, and again, what do we price these at? Well, my personal thought is just to put sort of 50 quid. I've put 47 there, but about 50 quid on each one. These coins didn't do much circulating, they weren't very popular, so they're often in high grade, so about £50 suits me for those coins. We have some more Maundy pieces here. That's that penny again, and there's a 2p there to the left. These ones have been troubling me as to the price because I don't think they'll sell at such a high premium, but they are wondrous coins. So what to price these at? Well, I'm going to probably regret this, and potentially next time I'm in the shop I will increase the prices. So they've got a while now out on the shop at £39 each. Possibly bargains that will sell within a day, but if they're there next time, maybe that will go up to 59 or 69 or 79. Who knows? So get them if you can. Look at this. George II, one of my personal favourites from the bunch. The portrait mainly. The other side's, fine. But we have to look at the condition of this coin. I'd value it between very fine and extremely fine. So we have to now find George II in the book. It was 1758. Now, I'm not sponsored by this book, but it has been, sort of carrying this video, to be fair. 35 here in very fine, and then 95 in extremely fine. So I'm going to price it at 86. Maybe that's a bit high. I might take a bit of, lowering on that. But, I mean, that portrait is something else. That is lovely indeed. Now then, one of the hard coins to price is a Henry III long cross penny, as the condition, or this sort of how to tell the condition, is much harder for hammered coins, as they're just so irregular and there's so many variants. No 2 coins of hammered coins are the same. This one though is lovely. We have some auction evidence or sales evidence, Coincraft, some of the backstory to this coin, and it's all annotated there, the details of the coin. For that person looking to buy it, they'll know all about it. And I then simply will look in the book and see what I think is a fair price. I've put 135. The book said higher, but I think that's fair enough. Out in the cabinet at 135, a good coin at a good price, I would say, as all of these are. And at the end of the day, it is simply, with such coins, what you think they will sell for in your circumstance, because coin prices are also quite tied to location. A London auction house will get more for a coin than a small antique shop in some distant village. Now, this isn't a distant village. This is in the heart of Salisbury, a city. We are probably the closest shop to the cathedral, right by the cathedral, 3-story antique shop, lovely old building with some lovely coins inside. The Gatehouse Antiques, definitely worth a visit. So here's the shop right by the Gatehouse on the way down to the cathedral. On the 2nd story up there is where all our lovely coins are for you to come and purchase if you think they are good prices. And do let us know if they are or not. So there we go, a bit of a whistle-stop tour and sort of guide through how to value a coin collection. Now, the main thing to know when valuing a coin collection is to have the relevant resources, because that will accompany your own knowledge. And the limit of your knowledge will be the extent of the other resources. But there we go. I thought a bit of a different video. Maybe it was helpful, maybe it was not. At the end of the day, we've seen some lovely coins. we've learnt a few things, I hope. So at the end of the day, who can complain? I'll stop rambling now, and I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your day, which I hope you do. But before you go, please do make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Leave a big like on the video, for which we thank you very much indeed. And we'll see you next time for more coins and bits and bobs. Bye for now.